Hello there and welcome to another video. In this video I'm visiting two somewhat abandoned football grounds in the East Durham area, or certainly the two clubs don't exist anymore. Remember to subscribe, share and like, and let's go and see. Okay then, today I'm a few miles north of Hartlepool on the Durham coast. You can just about see the sea in the background there, and I'm in the ex-mining village of Blackhall Colliery. And this is Blackhall Welfare Park. You can see it's got nice gates as well. So apart from the mine that closed in 1981, Blackhall is also famous for being the scene of the beach scene in the 1971 Michael Caine film Get Carter. Now this welfare park, like a lot of mining welfare parks, has cricket ground, football ground and other things as well. Now Blackhall Cricket Ground, home of Blackhall Cricket Club that still exists up here, was the home in the 1980s of some very famous cricketers. In fact, Desmond Haynes, who was one of the it was part of one of the most successful opening partnerships ever with Gordon Greenwich in West Indies, played cricket here in the early 1980s. Also playing here around that time was Roger Harper, who was a very famous spinner and coach for West Indies, and also a bit later on in the 90s, Clayton Lambert, who was also an international cricketer. So yeah, for a change it's actually worthwhile having a little look at the cricket ground as well. Most of you are general sports fans anyway, aren't you? As you can see, it's a lovely, well-kept ground. And I think we might be able to get into the old football ground round the other side. As you can see, it's a pretty decent setup for famous international cricketers, just really cold. So as we get over towards the football ground, a little bit about Blackhall Colliery. So Blackhall Colliery Welfare were formed in 1927, winning the Wingate League on 3 occasions. Later on they joined the North Eastern League until 1955, and in 1952 they actually got to the 51-52, they got to the first round proper of the FA Cup, where they played then league team Workington in this ground over here. Now although the gate's locked, that's fine because we can actually see the ground from the other end, so I'm going to walk around there in a little bit and I'll talk a bit more about the team when I get up there. And as you can see here, a very typical street in a County Durham mining village, back-to-back terrace houses all the way along, but at least they had a park right next door. So 1951-52 would basically be the peak of Blackhall Colliery Welfare Football Club, but you can imagine they actually played that FA Cup match here on this pitch. I don't know if there were many stands there at that time. I know there was something on that other side which I'll have a closer look at in a minute, but this was the place. By 1992 the club were back in the Wingate League and falling on hard times, and they basically went bust in 1992, so there's not been a senior team playing here since then. However, in the 2000s, I think Hartlepool United Youth Club or Academy squad played here. You can see the ground isn't totally abandoned as such, it's still being used by a team, it's got pitch markings etc. So it's not totally abandoned, but it's not what it was. Now if we look down this side, you can see there is a bank along the side here, so there would have been perhaps some terracing etc. And you can see that there would have been a stand at the back there. You can see the brick wall, which would have been the back of the stand that was here. And there's also some foundations you can see just in front of it, sort of beyond the bin there. So there was some kind of stand on that side for sure, although I haven't seen any pictures for quite a while. So you get a better idea of that sort of gradient there, and you can see the wall that I was talking about. But also at the end here there's banking here as well, so I don't know if there would have been a terrace here. But yeah, an FA Cup match was played here. Here's a bit more of a zoomed in picture for you. I'll do a bit more of a zoom here as well, so you can get a better idea of sort of where the stand was. There's a better idea of that brick wall and where the stand was. Okay, that's it for the first part of this video here in Blackhall. Please comment below if you have any memories of this ground, or maybe you're just from the place. I'm now off to another ground a few miles inland of here. I'll see you there. Right then, I've driven a few miles inland and I'm now in another old colliery village. I'm in Wingate, or Wingate. And the ground's at the other end of the village, so I've got to drive for a bit yet. Yet more typical mining village terraced housing. So I've just come off the main road, which is that, and if I remember rightly, Wingate Welfare Park is at the bottom of this road down here, so let's go for an explore. I actually don't know much about Wingate Football Club. I know they rejoined the Wearside League in 1968, but I don't know where they played before that. And eventually they left the Wearside League in 1995, and I don't think they've been seen since. But they did used to play in the FA Cup qualifying grounds, mostly against other northern teams. Never made it to the first round proper though. Wingate also played in the FA Vars, and I think the furthest they got was the second round in 1978-9 against Blue Star. That might have been the year that Blue Star got to the final. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you can remember what happened to Wingate, or if you've got any memories, let me know in the comments. Now, being a welfare park, there are quite a few pitches and stuff like that, and I think the ground is the far pitch up there, which I'm going to look at a bit more closely in a minute. So you can see this is the entrance to Wingate Welfare Park. It even says so on this little sculptured sign here, look. There's actually a primary school just up there. Well, let's walk down here. So this would have been the footpath to the football ground, and it wasn't this pitch here, I don't think. It was the pitch round the back there. Okay, so let's move up here. I don't know if there's an open gate around here, but I think we can see where the old changing rooms were. So it's worth coming up here. Nice little park up there, you see. Now this would have been the back of an old stand. So we're looking at proper abandoned ground territory here. But I'll have a little closer look at that when I actually go into the ground. Let's see if this gate's open. Well, the gate's open and pretty much not fit for purpose, because I could just climb through that anyway. Let's go and have a look. So this would have been, I guess, the clubhouse for Wingate Football Club. Long since disused by the looks of it, and presumably locked. Yeah. former door. If you've been here before, let me know if you know what this building was used for. And here's a quick look around the back. Another door. Well and truly shut. So let's have a closer look at the old stand. I think there are some pictures of this on the internet which I'll try and find and put up so you can see what they look like. From here it just seems like it was a terrace. Now of course, considering the team never got higher than the Wearside League, this was quite a developed ground for that level, having a covered stand. Let's have a look inside the dugouts. Bit of graffiti on it, not the worst. I'm fairly sure that this ground actually had floodlights towards the end as well, from the pictures that I've seen. Anybody know? Let me know in the comments below. Let's go and see what this abandoned bit at the back is. It does look like the pitch is still being used. It's marked out and it's being cut, probably just by junior football or something like that. Well, I've got no idea what this used to be. Any ideas? Looks like it could have been, I don't know, it could have been like a five-a-side pitch. Still got the tarmac here, and maybe this is where the goals were. Doesn't look like it had a roof on it or anything like that. It's just a perimeter wall, so some kind of playground or facility. Getting a proper abandoned feel here, which I really love. So if you see this intact filled in fence here, this is a fence that would have gone around the whole ground, so it would have been here instead of this kind of metal transparent fence here, and it would have gone around the other end of the pitch as well to make it a fully enclosed football ground. Wonder when this roller was last used. I'm just walking down the side seeing if I can see any signs of floodlight poles and stuff, like holes in the ground, but I'm sure they'd be well filled in by now. But let's see. In the background there you can just see the allotments, school on the left, pretty much on the edge of the village. I'm just walking down the side seeing if I can see any signs of floodlight poles and stuff, like holes in the ground, but I'm sure they'd be well filled in by now. But let's see. In the background there you can just see the allotments, school on the left, pretty much on the edge of the village. Oh, this looks interesting. Well, if you're looking for where lights might have been anyway, maybe there was one there. Just a little hint of a small bank here, so maybe there was a little bit of terracing along here. This looks like it could have been something. Just sort of slightly uneven bit. Could have been a light there. So yeah, there would have been a fence going along the back here, just on the top of this hill, which divided the two football pitches. So anyone remember if there was a stand along this side or anything? It's a lovely quiet day, you've got the birds in the background and everything. Just feels really secluded and abandoned. This ground's really been a pleasant surprise to me. I've never been here before. Driven through Wingate quite a lot of times, and I just thought it would be still like a pitch. That's about it, but I didn't realise there'd be so much of the stands left. Probably deserved a video of its own, but there we go. This might be a sign of a floodlight as well. There's certainly something here. And here's the stand again. One of those places where you just stand on the terrace, imagining times of yore when people would have watched the match from here. All the souls that have been here, the smells, the noises, the swearing managers from the dugout. Okay, that's about it for another video. I've been at two abandoned grounds today. I've been at Blackhall Colliery Welfare, and I've been here at Wingate, which was really a pleasant surprise. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do subscribe, share and like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. You take care.